can't remember my notes. I'm just gonna drink. Good job, cat. Your input is always appreciated. A lot of very... Testing, nice. Volume levels are perfect, cat. Camera angle is perfect. Let's film some Bourbon Monday. Hello, and welcome back to Bourbon Monday. I'm Tom. I like bourbon. I like talking about it, and I like drinking it. But mostly, I like drinking it. Today, I'm finally going to be getting around to a request that was made a really long time ago. So, Jeff Burgess, this one's for you. Bird Dog is a fairly common whiskey, one that you've probably seen before. It's on a lot of liquor shelves and is pretty affordable. It runs around $30 a bottle, and if you're just judging by the bottle, there's not a lot to say about it. There's a dog, it is small batch, and it is premium aged, which, of course, means nothing. Doing a little bit more digging, I found that this was actually produced by a company called Western Springs and bottled by Three Springs Bottling Company. Western Springs actually has a couple other bourbons out there that you may or may not have heard of, Calumet being one, and Lexington being literally the only other one that I could find. Three Springs is actually a little bit more interesting because they are a whiskey rectifier. Now hold on, hear me out. Now, whiskey rectifiers have a long and well-deserved history of being terrible, awful, don't drink this. This is what the Bottled in Bond Act was all about. But not all rectifiers are the same. In fact, some of them actually are the reasons that we have some really great bottlings out there. For example, Paul Jones, who started Four Roses in 1888, started out as a whiskey rectifier. Additionally, Old Forester, Old Fitzgerald, I.W. Harper, Wild Turkey, and even William LaRue Weller got their start from rectifying. William LaRue Weller being an interesting case because he didn't actually own a full distillery or drink. Even Julian Van Winkle himself got his start as a rectifier sourcing other whiskey. As a disclaimer, I am not comparing this to anything by Julian Van Winkle. I never said that. So yes, many rectifiers have done great things, and many rectifiers have done terrible things. Let's find out which one this is.
Bird Dog is very dark, almost a rich amber in color. The nose I thought was quite potent with some artificial sweetener and heavy oak or char flavors, as well as maybe a little bit of red fruits. The palate I thought was very smooth on the mouthfeel, but with a very punchy bite, lots of rye spiciness, and some bitter notes that I didn't find altogether too pleasant. Slightly floral and a little bit of earthiness as well, but that heavily astringent bitterness carried through to the finish, which was lingering and very oily, a long burn, and very bitter. Overall, not one of my favorite whiskeys.
The primary things I took away from this whiskey were the heavy spiciness, as well as the very, very bitter taste that followed through the palate and the finish. Honestly, the bitterness and astringency in this make me think that the barrels sourced for this whiskey were extremely underaged. There is some heavier earth notes and maybe some red fruits in there that make it a slightly fuller profile, but overall, in the $30 range, you can find some much better bourbons. Not my favorite bourbon. Would not recommend. Thanks for watching Bourbon Monday. Hope to catch you next week, when we will be reviewing... Rowan's Creek. Rowan's Creek.